another very slow week at the box office. So it's a very bad week for Paramount Pictures and a $200 million flop. Yes, they spent $200 million on Killers of the Flower Moon, expecting this to be this massive blockbuster hit. Okay, yes, I am not joking here. We're talking about the Taylor Swift movie first. So the Taylor Swift movie dropped 67% at the feeders. Still had the higher feed per feeder ratio than Killers of the Flower Moon. But again, the movie isn't doing. It's doing pretty well for its type of movie, for a concert performance movie. And it's doing pretty. It's also the number one factual movie, but everybody was expecting this movie to open like 150 million, and it only opened at 92 million. And it's won around like 150 million or so at the box office, or on 140 million as well. The domestic one. International, they do not have the full international. I do not know why the numbers does not have the full international numbers for a lot of movies like Elemental. They don't have the full numbers for that movie. Next is Killers of the Flower Moon. Yes, they really spent $200 million. Yeah. They spent $200 million on this movie. Okay. $200 million on this. Maybe, it'll have legs because Martin Scorsese movies typically have pretty good legs. Okay. $200 million they spent on this movie. Okay. They spent $200 million on that. Yeah, people will say this movie is good, but $200 million. Okay. $200 million on this movie. Okay. They spent $200 million on this movie. That's the question here. They could have easily spent like $40 to $50 million on the movie, and the movie probably would have made money. Okay, because Martin Scorsese movies typically have good legs at the box office because his movies typically, are beloved by people because he is one of the last few directors that actually, every time he's making a movie, the movie's gonna be good. Okay, that and Christopher Nolan, they are the last directors. And it also include Tarantino, but I don't think Tarantino makes movies anymore. The last time Tarantino made a movie was in 2019, and that movie was okay. Okay, but Martin Scorsese is one of the last few directors. I think of Steven Spielberg, but Steven Spielberg has had some misses. But typically, if it's Steven Spielberg, Martin Scorsese, and Christopher Nolan, they'll typically make good movies. Okay, they're typically make good movies that have meaningful stories behind them. Great characters. Movies that definitely have a meaning behind them. Okay. Yeah. The creator isn't doing too well, which is not too surprising. Disney is not doing too well. We do not have the numbers for the Killers of the Flower Moon internationally. Yet again, we don't have numbers for international box office. I do think there's a huge chance Killers of the Flower Moon will have very great legs at the box office. Apparently the Marvel's predictions have gone up. Okay, they increased them to 75 million to 80 million. That's still not doing good. Okay. Box Office Pro had the more accurate numbers, like we said the other day, with numbers around 50 to 75 million. Okay. But Killers of the Flower Moon. Why 200? And this is like Hollywood has a budget problem. They keep spending $200 million budgets in every major movie, and they wonder why the movies flop. Okay, this is even worse than Elemental for a $200 million budget movie. Okay, for a $200 million budget movie that they spent $200 million on. Okay, But yeah, we're gonna move on to the next movies. Next is The Exorcist Believer, adding on to its total profits as well. Well, not doing as well as they thought it would, but it's still adding to its total profits because guess what? They did spend $200 million on this movie. Okay, there was a small budget movie. Paw Patrol, adding on to its total profits. International sales are not in yet, but Nightmare Before Christmas, yes, they re-released Nightmare Before Christmas into theaters. Okay, it's a very popular movie, so I'm not too surprised at it whatsoever. It is a very popular movie, very beloved movie. I didn't really care for the movie all too much, but I know it's a very popular and beloved movie. Next is Saw X, which has continued to add to its profits as well. The Creator, again, Disney is struggling yet again to, break even. Okay. Disney is struggling again. Like with The Haunting of Venice, Disney is struggling at the box office. No surprise there. The Nun 2 and The Haunting in Venice, they do not have the full international sales for this movie. They did finally put it past $100 million, but and The Nun 2 is at $262 million. Yeah, and that's it about the box office totals. Yeah. Paramount, you're in big trouble with this movie. Okay? I know it's also Apple. It's a partnership between Paramount and Paramount is distributed in the theaters and it's going to streaming on Apple TV. They're going to probably promote the hell out of this movie on Apple TV, obviously, because it's a Martin Scorsese movie. But either way, this movie is going to lose a lot of money. Okay? They spend so much money on this movie and it's just not going to make money. I got a comparison. This is probably the part of me. Why? How are people comparing this to Katy Perry? Part of me. Okay. But I think the best comparison is Elemental. Okay. And also, put in Cocaine Bell if it performs like that. But it could do like Elemental. But it can also perform like Cocaine Bell. Okay. This movie is performing very similar to Cocaine Bell. And that movie was complete garbage. Okay. It's also performing very similar to Atomic Blonde. Another movie that wasn't too great. By the way, Atomic Blonde had legs. Okay. Well, it performs like those two movies, then this is a massive disaster on Paramount and Apple's hands. Goodbye.